Welcome to the 9th Annual Somali Hope Academy Gala. What a special night this is already. Look at this beautiful venue and how many of you are here this evening. My name is Annette Gerner. I'm the host of Sntv Morning Live, and I'm absolutely honored to be back again as your MC this evening. And we have a very special evening ahead of us with lots of great speakers to hear from, a video, and of the school to see the progress that has been made over all of these years, and of course, some great entertainment as well. And we can't forget the food. The food is always such a big highlight of this night. So thank you all for being here this evening. And this time I'd also like to introduce my co-MC this evening. Joining me here on stage to help us through the night is Abdul Abdi.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you. Continue. You're doing well. You're doing well. Thank you, Annette. Annette is very happy to see me today because she's shadowing me, and she's going to realize how wonderful MC I'm going to be today. No, I'm kidding. I'm very privileged to be standing next to a legend, a wonderful person, a person who's very familiar to many of you here from the Ottawa Sntv Morning Live show. She's been a fixture in our community, and she's been involved in this event for many, many years. I think she only missed 2 years, and those are 2 years she had to go maternity leave. Had to take care of some business. All right, so we're very happy. We're very happy to have you. Thank you very much. If you're not sitting already, please have a seat. And we're going to start the program. But before we continue, I'm going to invite Mike Sanford, if he's here, to have our opening remarks. Mike Sanford.
Good evening, everybody. And again, thank you for attending our 9th Annual Gala for Somali Hope Foundation. Back 2009, when Mo had this dream when he was at the Ottawa Police, our biggest supporters from day one has been the Ottawa Police Service and the members of the Ottawa Police Service. I'd like to acknowledge Deputy Chief Rudy Jaswell, Director General Deborah Fraser, and other members of the Ottawa Police Service and the Ottawa Police Cadets for their support tonight and for volunteering. And their support has been instrumental in allowing us to provide laptops to the children at the school, to get other material to help the students at the school, and they've never wavered. They've been there from day one, and to all of them, thank you very much. I'd like to welcome our invited guests. We have the members here from provincial and municipal governments, and thank you very much, and some of them will be speaking later this evening. You know, when we started this dream and the school finally got built, and I think we had 120, 130 boys and girls at the very beginning, and we're happy with that. And then Mo, I'm not getting any younger, but Mo likes to give me a heart attack about every year, because in the following year we're up around 300 students, and I'm going, Mo, I said, we got to pay for all these students as well. And I'm not going to go into a long speech. You know how difficult it's been for us to fundraise from corporations and government. And then the following year, now we're up to 400, and I'm going, Mo, we got to pay for all of this. And then last week at our meeting, Mo tells me we're going to have 580 students this year at the school. And as a result of the success of the school in the community, the village has grown. They built us a high school, so our students, when they're finished our school, continue their education. And now there's talks of a university possibly being built in the future. So our children that we've supported from day one, and as we said, are going to be the leaders in their country going forward, are now in the high school. They get 100% on their education studies. They're passing all the government testing, and they will be the leaders. They are the children that will be the adults tomorrow that will have a voice to bring change. And that's been our dream from day one. So none of this would have been possible without the support of the community and all of you. So with the milestone that we're going to be hitting next year, I just want to take this opportunity now to ask all of you to stand up. Stand up. Now give yourself a huge round of applause. Thank you very much for your continued support. Thank you for your generosity. I hope you're going to enjoy the evening.
Okay, for real, you actually do have to stand up because at this point in time we're going to sing the national anthem. So if everyone could please stand and remove your hats. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot, loving all our sons command. Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Between here and there, Assalamu alaikum walaalayaal, soo dhowaada. Aad baad mahadsantihiin xafladan qaaliga oo ka soo qayb gasheen. Daraadiin ma aysan socoteen, aad iyo aad baad mahadsantihiin. Insha Allah programka markii sii socdo, waxyaalo badan baan Soomaali ku tuuranayna. Kaysar waan ku jeedaa, waxba ha dhihin insha Allah. Okay. Marka hadda waxaan u yeerayaa ninka the founder and the executive director of Somali Hope Academy. Many of you saw him on that video, but this is the guy who's behind the event, what's going on, the vision, a lot of work, sacrifice personally, professionally from his family. He's three young kids now, his wonderful wife. And so without any further ado, please welcome to the mic, Sergeant Mahmoud Elmi.
Thank you, everyone. First and foremost, I was actually, when I was writing this speech, I had about 3 pages, all in small font. But then, and it was all about the importance of education. So I'm like, what the heck? These people know the importance of education because every single one of them had a chance to get an education at some point in their life. So I'm just going to do 3 things. And I know Abdul and Annette are not going to be forgiving on time tonight. So I'll keep it very short. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy, honestly, and excited to see all of you. You all look very beautiful. And this cause itself belongs to all of you just as much as me and the board of directors. So first of all, I just want to recognize our board of directors. Mike, you've met. Mike Sanford has been with us since 2008. Deborah Fraser, please stand up if you can. She's vice president for the charity, and she's been a big role. She plays a big role in this organization. Olivia, I don't see Olivia. Is Olivia here? Olivia is outside. She's at the back, the admin officer, and she does a wonderful job of keeping us on track. Abdir Razak is the treasurer, the money man. He's somewhere here. Abdir Razak, can I get you to stand up, please? Yeah, Abdir Razak, amazing man. And we have Mr. Abdul Nasser, who you saw in the video, known as Nasser Travel. Abdul Nasser, can I get you to stand up, the chairperson? And I also want to thank, of course, I want to thank God because I truly believe without His help and support, none of this can happen. But more importantly, I also want to thank my wife. She's been honestly, when I'm doing all this stuff, she's been taking care of a lot of the family stuff. So thank you very much. And of course, tonight, all the volunteers that took part of setting up this place. If we were to pay for this, obviously it would cost us an arm and a leg, but there's people who were here for 2 days setting up this beautiful venue just so we can all have a wonderful time. Please thank them when you see them. And the cooks, the mothers who made the food you guys are going to eat tonight. Please thank them. They're sitting right here. Please, when you see them, thank them. That's my thank yous. I will move on to just to give you a quick update about the school, and I'll do it quickly because I know these guys are short on time. Honestly, we started in 2008, like Mike said. Today, when we initially started, people thought I was crazy. When I said I was going to help build the school in rural town where there are not even road accesses. But in all honesty, this school is not just about the education itself, it's about empowering people. And today, I'm very happy to tell you that we've built the elementary and the middle school, but the community actually built the high school themselves. And that's true empowerment. And they've already talking about building their own university at some point. The other thing I want to talk about is, imagine giving children who otherwise would not have a chance of education, 581 of them, 299 being girls. It's, you know, it's unbelievable. Otherwise, if we were not doing it as a team, as a group, it would have been impossible for these children to have that education. And when I say Ottawa, you know, it's not lost in me that when I initially took on this initiative, that, you know, that I put a lot of burden on your shoulders, including my family, including my, you know, including my, my immediate family. So it's been 10 years, and it's very difficult and it's very hard to ask people, obviously, for help, you know, coming back. But believe me, folks, you know, I've went outside the city to different places in Africa, as far as Australia, you know, in an attempt to make sure that, you know, this project becomes self-sustainable. But what happens is, I find Ottawa is the only one that's able to adopt this project. But I promised you 10 years ago, just like I promised 10 years ago, this school will become self-sustainable. We're very close. We're very near. But we're not there yet. So I urge all of you guys, which is my ask tonight, please don't leave tonight without making a contribution. It does not matter how much you contribute. $100, $50, $20. Imagine a child can have a free education for 63 cents. Just 63 cents. He or she can have a free education. Please, folks, tonight, that's my challenge to you. I urge each one of you to make whatever contribution that you can make. Everything counts. And that's the only way we can sustain this project. That's the only way these children can get a free education. And your contribution, your efforts, I can't thank you enough. But believe me, I know this town, I know these people, they will pay forward. They will give back. They will give back. I thank you guys for being here. I can't thank you enough. And please tonight, make a contribution. Make one friend before you leave from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Mahmoud Almi, for your wonderful leadership over the many, many years. And of course, thank you to all the board members who are behind the magical of what is known as the Somali Hope Academy. So we're going to continue with the program, and I'm going to call up the Member of Parliament for Carlton. He's also been part of this event several times in the past. He's been here, and he is happy to be here again tonight. He is the Shadow Minister for the Conservative Party for Finance. Please welcome Pierre Poilievre.
Thank you very much, Abdul. And before I begin, let me just apologize for my late arrival. I was just bagging sand at Constance Bay and had to change into my suit in a phone booth along the way. But I want to begin my remarks tonight by thanking Abdul. He and Muhammad have worked tirelessly to bring this event together year after year. Both started from humble beginnings, but came to this country and built great, successful lives. There are countless young people whose lives have been turned around, there are countless families who have been protected because of the policing work that both Abdul and Muhammad have done. But what I admire most about them is that they never forget where they came from. They remember always the family members and the friends that remain in Somalia and elsewhere, and they raise money every year to help people like them to get ahead, and with small amounts of money are able to do immense good. We are now in a very exciting time in world history where we could literally, within a lifetime, see the abolition of poverty. There are literally hundreds of millions of people rising out of poverty at this time. With a little bit of help and a lot of trade, we can achieve it. And we're very blessed to have people like Abdul and Muhammad and all of you here today who are raising money to make it happen. So on behalf of Conservative leader Andrew Scheer, the citizens of Carleton, and the Parliament of Canada, I thank them and you for all that you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And there are several provincial and federal representatives here for our region that are going to be saying a few words this evening. So we'll continue on at this point in time with inviting David McGuinty, the Member of Parliament for Ottawa South, to come and say a few words.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir. Salam alaikum. Welcome to Ottawa South. This is our little domain here close to the airport. I remember in 2009 when Mo Elmi came into my office, Bank in Walkley, and sat down in front of me. I think the cruiser was out front. Constituents thought I was being arrested. And he sat down and said, I have an idea. And it's interesting just watching the video here a moment ago. One of the notes that scrawled on the entranceway into the school, if I recall, if I saw it quickly, was that every dream begins with a dreamer. I think that's what it said. And if I reflect back on Mohammed Elmi and his team and the folks who have grown this entire foundation, this Hope Academy, that's where it all started. It was a dream that Mo had because he was dealing with disadvantaged youth. He was helping integrate and work with our local citizens, our newest arrivals in the area, and look where we are now. And watching the video for me was a very personal moment because I began my career in West Africa, on the ground, running vaccination programs with my wife and building schools for UNICEF. And it was a remarkable experience and a transformative one because we saw firsthand the power of learning, the power of education, particularly when it comes to girls and women. And we've seen so much change in the continent of Africa in the last little while. One thing I would say on behalf of all my colleagues here, I think from all orders of government, is this. The most important investment any country can ever make is in learning. It's learning. And this is exactly the kind of learning that's required in a place like Somalia today. So I just simply want to say thank you to everyone for being here this evening. Be generous. Open up that wallet. Take out a $10 or $20 bill. It goes a long way. And thank you for coming out this evening. Thank you very much to all the board, the volunteers, the food producers, the cooks. Have a lovely evening. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank yous from different individuals. The next person I'm going to have to introduce, really, it's a very senior cabinet minister for the Ontario PC party right now. Some of you probably have heard her on the news. Her name is Lisa MacLeod.
Thanks very much, Abdul. It's so wonderful to be with so many people and to be with Pierre and David here, as well as so many of my colleagues from the Ontario Legislature, Goldie Gamari, Jeremy Roberts, and of course the local MPP and the interim Liberal leader in the House, John Fraser. All great friends, and we're here today, regardless of political party, regardless of level of government, to support the Somali community here in our capital, but also abroad, to make sure that children and youth, those who may come to our country later on, and the women are supported. And that's why, as the Children and Youth Minister, I'm really excited to be here. A lot of people don't know this, but my first ever announcement as the Minister responsible for children and youth and everything else was actually here in the city of Ottawa to support the Somali Centre and to support children at risk. And that was the first announcement I was able to make was for this community. It is so nice to see you. You remember how excited I was that day.
Good evening, everyone. It's so great to be here again. Thank you, Abdul, for inviting me. I remember the first time that I came to this event. It was in 2015, and it was at the Jack Purcell Center. And coming here now and just seeing how big it has gotten and how much it has grown, and seeing familiar faces every year that I see, but also seeing new faces. It just really goes to the strength and to the importance of everything it is that Abdul and the Somali Hope Foundation and Sergeant over there and everyone else is doing. So
thank you. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here today. As Minister MacLeod mentioned, I'm really fortunate to have a large and vibrant Somali community over in Ottawa West. And I feel like by the end of tonight, Abdul might not be able to get his head out the door because we're all going to be paying you some compliments here. But I need to add my voice to that as well. The first time I ever met Abdul was actually, he was referred to me by a fellow you might have heard of named Max Keeping. And Max Keeping said to me, Jeremy, there's a fellow you've got to meet because he's doing some remarkable things. And whenever Max Keeping told me to go and meet with someone, I knew I had to meet with them. And having the chance to be mentored by Abdul, to count on his advice and counsel, and to support him back at some of the wonderful projects that he's working on across this community, including this event, has been a true joy and pleasure for me. So thank you, Abdul.
Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you. At this point in time, I'd like to ask John Fraser, the Member of Provincial Parliament for Ottawa South and the interim leader of the Ontario Liberal Party, to come and...
Gala Assalamu alaikum. So hopefully I'm the last politician this evening. So I'll keep it short. I mean, we're all here because we all support this cause and the work that Mo's done, and Mike and the board. And that's because, you know, we know here when we go home, we'll turn on the tap comes on. We'll flick the light switch, the lights come on. Right? Our streets are safe. We know that Monday morning our kids will go to school. Oh, there are places in the world where that doesn't happen in that order. And so reaching out across the world to another community is like building our community here. So I want to congratulate Mo, Mike, Abdul, everybody, especially the ladies who did the cooking tonight to make this happen. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and be generous. Thank you, bonsoir, merci.
برحمدي كودأذا ورياه 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 روني نفترى حديثاي هللوي 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 هيراني دوين مهرب صداي يا سلام.
So this is really important. My brother has traveled a long distance to be here with us, and I want to make sure that we all take the opportunity to sit down and hear what he has to say. So, my brother, Sharmake Dube, he's a city councillor, city of Victoria, then ceded territory of the Lekwungen, I butchered that, speaking peoples. Sharmake Dube gained Canadian citizenship in July 2017, 3 years ago, 2017. He arrived in Canada in 2012 after fleeing civil war in Somalia at the age of 8. Sharmake was a refugee for 20 years in Kenya, Ethiopia, and Egypt until he got resettled here in Canada. Thank you, Canada. Sharmake Dube cast his first vote in October 2018. Picture this. 2018, he cast his first vote. And at the same time, he was elected as a city councillor for his community. Sharmake's passion and commitment to diversity, inclusion, equity, and his work for immigrants and refugees at the local and national level has earned him a reputation as a respected community leader. Folks, who does that? Only one man. Please put your hands together for Sharmake Dube.
Assalamu alaikum. Damantin wa salamantihin. And I'm very lucky actually to be the speaker after the food. In Burundi, in East Africa, there is a saying, empty stomach has no ears. So now that you have your food, you could listen to me. So we're going to start this, and you will help me to do this. I would say, hello. Shalom, Salam, Namaste, Nabat, Ni Hao, Bonjour. Wow, such a multi-language crowd. I'm very happy to be among you, and it seems I'm doing a good to be a teacher. So I had a speech, and I wanted to talk about why I ran for local politics, what am I doing at municipal government. But today when I was at my hotel, I watched the news, and I had to change my whole speech, and then decided to talk about this. And it is very important so that as a community, as a country, as a local government, that we remember that what is happening in our world. So as my brother has already introduced, I'm a Victoria City Councillor and at the Lukwankan speaking people. So I'm grateful to work, play, build relationships in that community. So today I'm very grateful to be in front of you. So I was watching the news, and then I don't know if some of you have seen today the attack at the synagogue at the north of San Diego. And this was another attack at a worship place. And we've seen it a few weeks ago in New Zealand. We've seen it today, 6 months ago, another synagogue. So we ask ourselves, why is there so much hatred in this world? And why are we having such divisive and such violence and extremism in our communities? And one thing that comes to my mind is education. And today that's why we're here, to talk about the importance of education. And that's the reason why I had to change my whole speech so that to talk about this. Education, in a lot of studies, have shown education attainment correlates with positive perception with marginalized groups. So that is the role education plays, because one is the community is educated, then our acceptance increases. So the future in every community, let it be a corner in East Africa or a corner in North America, education is the key to social change, and is the key to all the problems we have in our communities. Education is very important because it helps us to understand the world we live in today, so that we could make changes and improve our communities. Especially, it's very important in developing countries, because education is a necessity where community transform themselves and develop their own, so that they don't wait organizations, other governments to help them. And I think today, as we are fundraising, and a lot of people that spoke before me mentioned open your pockets. I see your faces. You have beautiful hearts and big hearts. But the question is, do you have a big pocket so that you can open tonight? And I encourage you to open your wallet so that we can support these initiatives. We know that students in developing countries travel a long distance to attain education with a minimum resources. Sometimes they don't even receive support from their families because maybe the parents are not educated. And when I did background about the Hope Foundation, some of the students are displaced IDP students. They are internally displaced folks who didn't have opportunity to flee from their country. So we know that there are 30 million children around the world who are forcibly displaced. And migration is and would be the topic when elections come in the federal election. So, however, one thing we will all agree, governments UN agencies, academics, NGOs, all agree the best possible course of action is to address and mitigate the conflicts addressing the root causes of migration. And when we address the root causes of migration, one way to address is through education. And that is why I believe what Sergeant Mohammed Elmi is doing is very important, because he's addressing some of the conflicts and why we have migration today. This is based on solely upon ethics and humanitarian obligation. And that's very happy that when Sergeant invited me to come to Ottawa, I immediately accepted, and I wore my boots so that I can help tomorrow that the flooding that's happening here, because he stood up for his Canadian ethics and humanitarian aspect, that he didn't wait anyone and wanted to do something, opening schools and helping children. And that reminded me when I was 8 years old and I flee from my country in Somalia. I ended up in a refugee camp, and I didn't have the opportunity where I go to school. I actually started my school in Ethiopia when I was 13 years old. So from 8 years to 13, I didn't go to any school. So I catch up my education very late. And the only reason that I was able to catch up with my school is because my siblings supported me. And because my brothers in the West sent remittance back to Africa so that I will be able to go to school. So today I'm standing in front of you as a graduate of computer science from Cape Breton University in Nova Scotia. However, the campus was in Cairo, and don't ask me why and how. So I'm a Canadian graduate, and one of the reasons why I attained that knowledge, because folks such as the sergeant believed the people they left behind, they wanted to support. So he didn't send money to his cousin or to his brother, but he took on himself to build a huge school. So that is why I think this is magnificent to do such fundraising. And today, as I'm a local elected, and I love not only this country, but the community I come from. So I would say to the sergeant, you've done an amazing job, because I was that child before Canada gave me a second chance. Thank you for inviting me. Open your wallets. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage Deputy Chief of Police Uday Jaswal.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Chief Charles Bordelot and the 2,000 women and men that represent the Ottawa Police Service. Actually, many of them are here tonight, and it's wonderful to see how much support there is amongst the Ottawa Police Service, from our executive to our front line, to our recruiting team that's here, obviously. They reminded me to tell you that there's a recruiting booth at the back, and to take a look as you leave, because we're obviously hiring great people to fill our ranks as we move forward in the Ottawa Police Service. You know, I was here a few years ago for this gala, and I've missed a few galas. I was away, but I was just overwhelmed actually by how large this event has gotten, how representative of our community it is that I see, you know, in terms of the representation I see today, and the numbers are staggering in terms of 581 students now receiving free education at this school. We all know that schools are foundational in communities. They build communities, they bring communities together, they transform lives of young people, and Mike Sanford talked about that earlier. My mother actually had the experience of becoming a refugee in her life as a young child in India. Actually, she was born in Lahore, so at the partition of India and Pakistan, she became a refugee. She was forced to flee her home with her family, with basically the clothes on their back and a few possessions. Went to a refugee camp for a number of years and then resettled in India. But that formative experience for her gave her was very formative for her, and she passed on the life lessons to me, and that was really the power of education and knowledge. She always told me that, Uday, the one thing that no one can take from you, the one gift that you can give to another person that can never be taken, never be stolen, is education and knowledge. And so this school, it represents so much more than simply bricks and mortar. It really is about transforming lives and communities. And I think it's been alluded to here already this evening, but not only is this an exercise in building a very important community in Somalia, it is about building our community here. And I see all the people again here who represent communities across Ottawa, faith groups, different demographics here supporting a very important cause. And so I think that an opportunity to learn from each other, to share our knowledge and education with each other, is how we build community right here as well. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and participate tonight. Thank you.
Our next speaker has been a constant supporter of the Somali Hope Foundation and very generous over the years. At this time, I'd like to call Mahmoud Khan, the Executive Director of Human Concern International, to the stage, please.
Much for being here today. It's an honor to be here representing Human Concern International, which is one of the first and oldest Muslim church founded by Muslims, Canadian charity international organization, which have raised Canadian flags in over 46 countries in the past 4 decades. This project is very special to HCI because I remember in 2011 when I was one of the new staff at HCI head office. I was the events and communication officer. We had many meetings with Brother Sofa, Brother Mahmoud, and the whole team, and we fundraised together to launch this school. And I still remember seeing pictures of the kids and their bright faces when they were building furnitures that they're using in the schools right now. And I would remember asking Brother Mahmoud and Brother Sofa that, whoa, the kids are so young, what are they doing? And they explained to me that actually it's the parents who are building the furnitures, and the kids are so excited that they're going to be attending school, so they're helping too. That's how excited they are.
Bismillah, sallallahu alayhi ya Ali. Bismillah, sallallahu alayhi ya Ali. Bismillah, sallallahu alayhi ya Ali. sallallahu alayhi ya Ali kushubhat alayhi ya Ali kushubhat alayhi ya Ali kushubhat alayhi ya Ali kushubhat alayhi ya Ali Bismillah sallallahu 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 alayhi ya Ali Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi hayay Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi hayay Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikol hey 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 Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi hayay Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi hayay Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi hayay Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikolaba Arsi hayay Nikolaba Arsi arsi Nikolaba Asakeda Saylhi, Laganki Somali, Asakeda Saylhi, Laganki Somali, Asakeda Saylhi.
First, starting with Camille Williams-Taylor, the Director of Education for the Ottawa Carleton District School Board.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Camille Williams-Taylor, the Director of Education for the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board. It's my pleasure to be here and to be accompanied by my colleagues from the school board, Chair Lynn Scott, as well as Trustee Donna Blackburn and Associate Director Brett Reynolds. We also do have a number of our teachers and staff who are in attendance this evening. We want to start by congratulating the leadership of Mohammed Elmi in leading this very innovative opportunity to make change and create pathways for students who have need. We know that education is in fact a conduit of hope, but I also would like to congratulate the foundation in identifying that when it is that we educate a child, we create an investment, we make an investment.
Good evening. My name is Mary Dunahee, and I'm one of the superintendents with the Ottawa Catholic School Board. I'm so pleased to be here. I'd like to acknowledge my colleague, Shelley Montgomery, one of our other superintendents, and she's at our Ottawa Catholic School Board table with some of our educators. I've been coming to this event for many years, and we just keep moving to bigger and bigger rooms, which is just fantastic to see all the support.
The Hope Academy Gala is a fixture in our town. Mohammed and his team are role models, not only for Somali youth, but also for our community. Thank you, Mahmoud and team, to bringing us all together.
Thank you, Abdul. I hope everyone's having a good night. Thank you very much for being patient with us. All honesty, it's been a busy night, but I'm just going to keep it very, very small. I'm not going to go into deep. But I want to recognize, and this is honestly one of my best parts of the event. I want to recognize two organizations and two individuals tonight. First person I'm going to be recognizing, it's her name. She's been with us actually since last 10 years. Officially, she joined our board 5 years ago, but she's always been there. I remember this, this woman. Honestly, she used to actually spend her own money buying us cameras for the school, uniform for the girls, and I would say every year, sometimes she would actually do it anonymously to make sure that I don't give her, I don't tell her, you've been donating a lot. And there's never been a time where we said, we need your help, where she hasn't stepped up. I want to bring to the stage Deborah Fraser, who's also the Director General for the Ottawa Police Service. Deborah, please come join us. Thank you, Deborah. We really appreciate it. Next organization we'd like to recognize is an organization that has been with us since 2011. This organization keeps us above water every year. Every time we get stuck, they're almost like we call them our mother and father. Every time we get stuck, we say, can we have, things are not going well, can you help us? And they've never said no. I want to welcome Human Concern International. It's Mahmouda Khan, are you here? Can Mahmouda Khan please come up to accept the award on behalf of Human Concern International? Honestly, Human Concern International has done a lot to help us, and we are very, very grateful. Next organization, it's only one more. Only two more. Next organization is Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines, I know they've gone through a lot over the last few months, but they've always supported us, and we're very grateful for them to do that over the years. I want to welcome Nasser Travel to accept the award on behalf of them. They had a meeting to go to, but Nasser will accept on behalf of them. You want to say a few words, You want to say a few words?
Stand there and smile. Ready.
First of all, thank you very much, the attendees. Second of all, this is not for me. This is not for nice travel. This is for Ethiopian Airlines. They're giving us second time in a row 2 tickets. So give an applause, please. And I hope I will continue to ask them to give us every year continuously to give us a free tickets. And I thank them for them. And also thank you very much. And thank you for Somali Hope Academy. Thank you very much.
Last person is, he traveled from coast to coast to be here to honestly support us. He's also a pioneer, first Somali Canadian city councillor. When we told him to come and support us, he did not hesitate. He actually paid for his own ticket. Is Shamaka here? Shamaka Dubo, Councillor Shamaka Dubo? Where? There he is. There's Shamaka. He's getting some tea. Shamaka, come on up. Okay, there's one more person. Forgive me, guys. One more person. So at the beginning of my speech, I said I'm standing on the shoulder of many of you guys. Tonight actually was my oldest son's birthday. He was pissed off that we actually had the event on the gala on his birthday. He turned 10, which is obviously a big year. So I told him, I tricked him. I said, "You're going to get gift from everybody who's coming to the gala." So he's expecting some kind of a gift from you guys when you're leaving. So feel free to leave something at the back. Zach, where is Zach Elmi? Come on up, Zachariah. Come on, hustle, man. Please, let's sing for him happy birthday so he remembers it. Zach, hurry up, man. Come on. Everyone's waiting for you. Wait. Come on, Hussein. Yeah. Okay, come here. Fast. Okay, let's start, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zach. Happy birthday to you. You want to say something?
Thank you.
You double digit?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Here's Mike. I'm going to turn over to Mike.
Again, everybody, thank you again for coming tonight and supporting us. Your generosity is not forgotten, and rest assured that all the boys and the children over at the school right now also thank you. And if they could, they would be here to share that with you. So I'm glad, and I hope that you enjoyed tonight's evening. And remember us, spread the word. We always need help. And please drive home safely.
It was my first year, and this was an amazing event for me personally, professionally, and community-wise. I appreciate you all taking the time to be here, and this could not have been done without the help of an amazing volunteer for all these years, your morning CTV host, the lady of the hours. I want to say thank you to Annette Garner for all the amazing work she's done for this program, but also in generally for the city of Ottawa. So can you once again please put your hands together for Annette? Over to you, ma'am. You may close the show.
Thank you, Abdullah. It was wonderful to MC with you. And thank you so much for joining us again for the 9th Somali Hope Academy Gala. What another special night it has been. Thank you for your generous donations. We look forward to seeing you again all next year. Good night.
waxaa ii suurta gashay inaan la kulmo maxamuud cilmi oo ka mid ah ciidamada booliiska ee magaaladan Ottawa ee caasimadda dalkan Canada oo sanadkii 9aad magaaladan lagu qabanayo barnaamij dhaqaale lagu ururinayo foundation uu sameeyay oo la yiraahdo Somali Hope Foundation runtii sanadba sanad ka dambeeyana dad badan ay ka qayb galayaan oo wax badan ay qabanayaan maxamuud arrintan markaa bilaabaysay runtii waad ogeyd waxaad kala kulantay runtii dhibaatooyin aad u fara badan marka sidaad ugu adkaysatay iyo marxaladda maanta aad maraysay meesha soo gaartay bal hadda sawir naga siiso
محمدين أدي أبو محسن تهاي أرتا داودياشا محيا Somali National TV ودعوانا يميلوا بيجوان بقولك بقولوا السلام يا مركو ورث محمدين صادق تهاي أرنتا محن صوب لون إنه 2008 كي iskuulka dhismihiisa alxamdulilah waa ku guulaysanay 2012 baan furnay iskuulka hadda marka haddaan isku soo duubo sheekada ciyaalka dhigtay iskuulka waxa weeye 581 900 iyo 299 waa gabdho inta kalena waa wiilal iskuulkan iyo iskuulada kale wuxuu kaga duwan yahay maxaa la yiraahdaa waa iskuul oo bilaash oo lagu talagalay dadka maxaa la yiraahdaa Soomaaliyeed oo degan degmada maxaa la yiraahdaa Bursaalax wuxuu kaga duwan yahay iskuulada kale cunug Soomaaliya oo mataqaana raba inuu wax barto hadduu yimaado iskuulka lacag ahaan ama wax kale loogama celiyo maxaa la yiraahdaa waa iskuul oo adiga dadka community-ga degan meesha dhan ay soo dhaweeyeen waxaa kaloo oo aad iyo aad dhiirigelin annaga noogu wacan halkan dadka jooga yani dadku markay caawiyaan baa ayagana la caawiyaa dadka Bursaalax degan oo mataqaana degmada laftigooda hadda waxay dhamaystirayaan iskuulka sare dhismihiisii waxay ka hadlayaan inay jaamacad dhistaan insha Allah marka inaan mar walba maxaa la yiraahdaa la ag istaago ama la garab galo dadka caawinaya aad iyo aad bay muhiim u tahay reer Ottawa marka la fiiriyo nooc walba ay ahaadaan aad iyo aad bay uga qayb galeen sanad walbana si aad iyo aad weyn bay uga soo qayb galaan
maxamuud sida halkan aan ka arkaynay Soomaali iyo dadka kale ee bulshooyinka kale ee Canadianka oo wadankan degan runtii si wada jira looga qayb qaatay marka ka waran arintaasi adigu waqtigay kugu qaadatay in arintani aad ka dhigto wax ka weyn Soomaali oo bulshooyinka wadankan oo dhan ay sacaawiyaan
niyo qofka Soomaaliga horta mar walba waxa la rabaa in uu mataqaana uu fahmo يعني إنه جوسن كرا أما إنه سمين كرا وحنا كمان كرا ميلو بوجوجا هذا معلن تهاي هذا معلن عدد كذا عاون كذا هذا عسكري تهاي هذا عسكري عدد كذا عاون كذا هدي أتهاي متقنا هذا دولة كتير عدد كذا واد عاون كذا مرة بنورت من الزولة دي النصارى تهاي عدد كنا وأرن عاد مهم وعاد ميلو بوجوج تهاي عدد قدرنتين عدد كنا واحد كأركان بمرة بقول صعونيان مركي عدد كان كلا رنتي أنا قيل دامس وأشياء وحكي السعودة وحماش كجرا أيضا عندك هذا لهين دبعت وين بسان يسان باجته أو الله يدت كان واد عادية ماشى سيدقينه لكنse dhibaatooyin kan bay hortaagan dadku bil aadan meel walba joogan runtii si fiican bay mataqaana arinta uga soo qayb galeen oo mar walbana u dhiirigeliyaan oo u imaadaan wali marka la fiiriyo hadda cashada hameenkii waxa laga yaabaa 50% inay yihiin dad ajnabi ah 50 kalena inay Soomaali yihiin oo Soomaali oo hadda meel walba oo Soomaali ah ka yimaadeen
maxamuud adigu ilaa 9 sano barnaamijkan aad waday oo dhaqaale ururinta dugsigaasi magaaladan Ottawa oo aad adigu degan tahay baad ku koobneed runtii Soomaalidu meelo badan bay degan tahay sida magaalada Toronto kale Edmonton Calgary marka maadaama wixii ay tahay sadaqo iyo dad Soomaaliyeed oo caruur Soomaaliyeed wax lagu barayo adigu marna ma ku tala jirtaa ama qorshahagu ma yahay in meelahaasi aad gaarto oo iskuulkaasi aad dhaqaale u raadiso
niyo aad iyo aad ma jeclaan lahaa laakiinse waxaan ogahay culayska mataqaana horta marka la fiiriyo dadka Soomaalida culayska ina saaran meel walba joogno qof walba waxa la yiraahdaa oo Soomaaliya waa oganahay inuu mataqaana inuu ciyaal iskuul ka bixiyo inuu hooyadiis ama aabihiis ama ehelkiis uu isbitaal ka bixiyo marka way arintaas baa iska jirta marka runtii waan isku dayay inaan tago Toronto waan isku dayay maxaa la yiraahdaa Edmonton laftigeeda laakiinse mar walba niyo dadka Ottawa degan anigu hadda mataqaana waxba dhahayn had meesha laga yaqaano way mogtahay Ottawa aad iyo aad bay runtii arintaas ayaga mar walba oo wax looga baahdo ay yaani ugu dadaalaan u sameeyaan marka hadii laakiin la iga yeero Toronto ama Edmonton ama meel ka shisheeye waa imaanaya walaale runtiina meelo badan waan tagay ay kamid tahay Zambia ay kamid tahay Australia laftigeeda ay kamid tahay Kenya laakiinse waxa kale oo aan mataqaana runtii iga yaabiyay waxa weeye arintan hadda waxa laga yaabaa arintan iskuulka dadka reer Ottawa oo Soomaali oo meel walba ka imaadeen oo Soomaaliya ah inay kaga fiican yihiin xataa dad mataqaana la isdhahi karo marmarka qaarkood waxay deegaamadaasi ka imaadeen laftigeeda taasoo ah mataqaana mar walba waxay fiirinaysaa qofka bil aadanka saas ku barateen shakhsi ahaan ama adiga xanuunka dareemaysa inuu kula dareemayo qofka markuu kula joogo waana jiraan wallahi dad badan oo mataqaana oo lacag haysta oo aan arintan kala hadlay oo mataqaana deegaamada ka yimid ay dad kale uga sii fiicnaayeen oo mataqaana aan Bursaalax ama gaarkeeda ama Soomaaliya aysan ka imaanin marka ilaahay amarkiis niyo Ottawa runtii arintan aad iyo aad bay mar walba in loo caawiyo u jeceshahay alxamdulillah ilaahayna waa nagu guuleysay laakiin hadii su'aashaada ku noqdo hadii laga yeero meel kasto laga yeero walaale waa aadaya waa tagaya waan mas'uuliyad kulligan inuu wasaaran
marka hadda sanadkii sagaalaad maadaama ay tahay iskuulka baahidiisii markaa qiimayso sanadba sanadka ka dambeeya wax ma soo bedelayaan oo dhaqaale ahaan iskuulka cagihiisa ma ku istaagi karaa isagoo weli haddana loo sameynayo fundraising ama dhaqaale ururin marka ka waran baahida uu hadda iskuulka sida u daboolo baahidaasi
walaalkiis hadda hadaan kaaga sheekeyniyo iskuulka weli ma noqon wax self sustainable laakiinse waa noqonaya insha Allah adiga dhibka keenayna waxa weeye walaal iskuulka hadda waa bilaash marka la yiraahdo waa bilaash adiga wax dhiganaya meesha waa aqoontii dadka aan waxba haysan qof bilaadan rabo inuu wax bartan hadda ma fiicna mogta albaabka in laga celiyo lacag daraadeed marka qof xoog lagu yiraahdo ama la yiraahdo iskuulka bixi lacagta hadii kale waa laga ciirinaya ma jiro dad waxyaalo bixiya waa jiraan laakiinse iskuulka ma gaarin wali waqti uu kaligiis iswadi karo sanadkan waxaan qaadanay oo ugu weyn waxa kamid ah in aanu mataqaanaa aan ciyaalka oo adiga ciyaalka indhaha kuwa lagu hala kuwa dhagaha inaan u sameeyno mataqaanaa programmo ay iskuulka laftigooda ku imaan lahaayeen ciyaalka waxbarashada ay ka tagtay marka mar walba niyo waxaan ku jirnaa sidii la isku soo gaarsiin lahaa bulshada meel walba joogaan marka weli maanu gaarin walaal waqti oo iskuulka kaligiis ku soconayo laakiin insha Allah waa gaari doonaa waxyaabo uga baahan yahay iskuulka ceel buu u baahan yahay waxyaabo badan buu u baahan yahay laakiinse mar walba annaga waxa aan ka merid ku nahay cunug kasto